Hello everyone, welcome to Homebound. If you have ever thought about building back home in the rural areas of Zimbabwe, this is the video for you. Let's walk together through the real costs ekuvaka Kumusha. I will provide some helpful tips to consider and share our lived experience of building a simple but lovely rural home in a village in Zimbabwe. Whether you want to build a retirement home, a getaway, or your main home, it starts with a vision. Us as a family, our vision was a place that feels like home. We wanted something basic, affordable, and functional. Just a 3-bedroom rural cottage with an open kitchen diner. How we chose the house design. Pataka decided kuvaka. We had a limited budget, so we did not engage an architect. Basically, our house plan costed us $0. Esawenzayo was that sadinga ama groups ayenza ukwakha ku Facebook, such as Let's Build Our Rural Home, Let's Build in Zimbabwe, and many groups. Kushikatazowana a photo of a small cottage that was beautiful, and we wanted to replicate its design. In the picture of the house design yatakafarira. We got this from one of the groups about building in rural Zimbabwe. It was nice and simple and suited Jataida. So we drew a rough sketch of the house floor plan together with our builder. This rough sketch gave us the outline of the position of each room, and the final build came out a bit different from the image due to the alterations along the way. Doma Budiro ayakazuita at the end, and is different from the initial design because atina kuda kutenga ma concrete pillars due to budget redu, and also taitedzera advice ya builder along the way. But obviously we were very happy with how the house came out. How did we gather building materials for this project? Our builder akatipa a bill of quantities. This had an estimate of all building materials required for building our rural home. We did not buy all of these materials at once. Asi takatanga kuunganidza bit by bit. Tichiti tikatenga ma window frames, then next ma door frames, ma asbestos, and so on, etc. Kuhambelana ngemali encane esasiyithola ngaleso sikhathi. However, builder advised us to buy cement once tatanga kuvaka so that hayayizowoma, and we followed advice. Next, we asked ourselves this question: should we mold or buy bricks? We molded between 9,000 to 10,000 bricks. This saved us a lot of money. If you decide on buying farm bricks, expect to pay around $50 per 1,000 bricks, plus about $20 for transport. That's nearly $700 just for bricks if you are not molding them yourself. We had the opportunity to make our own bricks because we had churu, a termite anthill near us, which is basically what folks in rural areas use to create what is commonly known as farm bricks. Unfortunately, we did not make a video about the bricks molding process, but it is something that we would like to do in one of our future videos as an educational and informative video. So our first tip for you guys, if you want to reduce cost for your build, is that if you have time and access to water and molding space, making your own bricks can cut your cost by a significant amount. Once your bricks are ready, it's time to begin the work. Now that the bricks and all building materials were in place, it was time to begin, and we started with the foundation and footing stage. This was the first stage of our rural home construction, digging the trenches and footing. The builders used string and pegs to mark the exact layout of our home and began digging the trenches. Each trench was dug just enough for a solid foundation. The charges of the builders was not split into stages. He charged us one amount for the whole building, which I will give you when I list all the costs in this video. Next came the footing, your solid base that holds everything above. The builders mixed cement, river sand, and quarry stone into concrete. This mix was poured carefully into the trenches, one section at a time. This stage yakakosha because a well-laid footing means fewer cracks, stronger walls, and long-term peace of mind. Ndiyo backbone yacho of the whole home. Vapedza, they started laying bricks nekuita slab. The materials used on footing and slab were cement, bricks, 3/4 stones, river sand, binding wire, brick force, and even laid polyplastic underneath to protect against moisture. And with that, our foundation was set. I will give the full details of the quantities used at the end of this video and listing individual prices for materials to help someone planning to build something of a similar size. Once the foundation had set, next came the exciting part, which was raising the walls. This is where we began to see the shape of the house. They started building the walls brick by brick. We used our homemade farm bricks. Almost 10,000 bricks were laid with a careful mix of cement and river sand mortar. Brick force wire was added every few rows to prevent cracks. Cement for the whole build was about 55 bags of cement, each bag of cement at a cost of $8.50 USD. For our river sand and pitch sand, we hired locals to bring loads, ngoro of river sand and pitch sand. We paid somewhere around $90 USD as the source was very close to the construction site. They built up to the window level, leaving space for window frames to fit neatly later. So next were lintels. These are concrete structures you see on top of windows or doors. The builders made these on the site, vakauya netimba yavo, which they would use to create a structure on top of a window or door. Then shape the reinforced steel bars vosunga newire, and then create a concrete mixture and pour inside the wooden structure. This took time as they had to wait for the mixture to be dry after days and move to the next window or door. After, they then completed the brickwork to get to the roof level. We used 8 bars of 6mm reinforcement steel, each measuring 6 meters. Each bar of reinforcement steel costed $4. The next major milestone was here, the roof. At this moment, the house was starting to feel like a home. Our builder roofed the house for us. We spent $120 USD on the timber only, $13 USD for 5 kgs of roofing nails. Transport cost, I will give at the end. Our builder measured, cut and assembled the frame that the timber would hold everything together. We did a flat roof, so the process was not as difficult as those houses with hipped roof designs. With the timber in place, it was time to cover. We used asbestos roofing sheets, each measuring 3.6 meters and 16 asbestos in total. We chose asbestos for their affordability and availability in local shops. Each asbestos roofing sheet costed $14 USD each. Each sheet was carefully positioned and nailed using roofing nails. The team ensured no gaps and no leaks, and just like that, the house had a roof. Next, we focused on the finishes, the windows, the doors, Netuma finishing touches. Something to take note of is that if you prefer metal sheets or tiles, the price will go up. We chose asbestos due to availability and affordability, but always consider local climate. Installing windows and doors at Kumusha. So we began with the windows. We installed 3 ND4F window frames, each costing $58 USD, and 3 smaller 6-pane frames, each costing $19 USD. These were metal frames, simple but strong, set firmly into the wall gaps with a mixture of cement and sand. Each frame had to be level and secure. The builders used a plumb line and spirit level to make sure they were perfectly straight. Once the cement dried, the frames became part of the wall itself. Later, we fitted glass panes and sealed them with putty, creating windows that bring light and air, but keep dust and insects out. Next came the doorways. We installed 4 door frames followed by 2 exterior doors, each costing $35 USD, and 2 interior doors, each costing $20. The wooden doors were measured and trimmed to fit by the builder, then hung using strong hinges. The final item was fitting door handles. We fitted 4 heavy-duty handles with locks, giving security and peace of mind. The door handles costed $9 USD each. In the village, a lock isn't just for protection, it's a sign that this is home now, to live in, loved and complete. What we spent on this stage, excluding labor, window, glass and putty, $86. Padlocks, 4 of them, they costed $39.80. Doors, they costed $106 USD. Door hinges and screws, they costed us $18 USD. My advice, don't over decorate. Focus on functionality. You can always finish more later. And the moment you've been waiting for. So what did we spend overall? Labor and logistics costs. Builder's labor was $885 for all stages, and he did a good job overall. Putting doors and windows and locks, he charged us an extra $50 USD. Food for builders, we were charged $180. Transporting materials was $140 USD. Another advice, never forget to budget for builders, welfare and site logistics. So here's what we used on building materials. Cement, 55 bags at $8.50 each, and we bought them at a total of $467.50 USD. Quarry stone, 10 cubic meters, we paid $130 USD dollars. Gravel, 15 cubic, we paid $60. River sand and pitch sand, we paid laborers $90. And then the polyplastic to prevent damp, we paid $25 USD. Damp proof costs, we paid $40. Termite poison, 20 liters, we paid $10. Binding wire and brick force, we paid $33 USD. 8 bars of reinforcement steel, 6 millimeters, we paid at each $4, and it was a total of $32 USD. Door frames, 4 of them, we paid $80 USD. Window frames, 3 by ND4F and 6 pen by 3. In total, we paid $231. Timber by 12 units, we paid $120 USD. Interior and exterior doors, by 4 doors in total, we paid $106 USD. Asbestos for roofing, by 16 sheets at $14 each, we paid $224 USD. Roofing nails, by 5 kg, we paid $13. Window glass and putty, we paid $80. Padlocks by 4, we paid $39.80. And then other extras, we paid $120 in total. Interior basic touch-ups, we kept it minimal. All these small items add up, but they are crucial. So our total cost was approximately $3,300 USD to $3,500, excluding bricks which we molded. If we had bought bricks, the total would have been between $4,000 to $4,200 USD dollars. So the key lessons that we learned with this project: number 1, start small, build in phases. Number 2, use local labor and mold bricks. Number 3, budget for every nail, because every small item adds up. Number 4, feed your team. Happy builders do better work. Number 5, don't compare to townhouses. Rural homes need different priorities. So this was our journey of building Kumusha, and now it's your turn. If you have been thinking about it, start. Please don't delay. Start with what you have, where you are. The village is calling. Don't forget to like, share, and follow us on our YouTube and Facebook. More tips, real life costs, and rural inspiration, all from Homebound Zim. Until the next time, Fambai Jakanaka. Thank you.